Hey internet, this is just going to be a really quick one, but I got these 2 new planners in today and I kind of wanted to talk about them. So, I have been known in the past for having like many planners. I'm not gonna say that. One of the kinds of planners that I have not particularly dabbled in the past is a bullet journal. I've always been intrigued by a bullet journal. I just didn't necessarily have the time or the desire to do that on my own, you know? But thinking about the way that I've been keeping track of like shop tasks, it's kind of come to my attention that it would be a lot better if I framed those from the stance of like projects and collections versus really just like weekly tasks. So I did decide that for 2020, I would have a bullet journal for my shop planner. Now, I also have another journal under here that I'm going to talk about in a second, but let's go to the shop planner. So those are both from Archer and Olive. They're A5 bullet journals. They are intense. Now, the only other bullet journal I've ever owned was the like $5 Michaels one. So maybe that one was just very light. The paper wasn't the best quality. There was some bleeding, there was some shadowing. This paper, however, is 160 GSM. There's 160 pages and it's intense. Like, these pages are thick with 2 C's. It's a lot, but I'm loving it so far. I think I weighed it because I was just curious and I think it was like a pound-ish. So I'm just gonna do a brief flip of the planner and kind of show you what's in it. I mean, it's a journal. There's nothing in it. There's a title page. It doesn't have an index like a lot of other bullet journals do, which is totally fine with me because I don't actually use an index. But the pages are, you know, I don't know if you can tell on camera how much kind of like give back that has. It's thick. I'll use, so my January calendar, for example, nothing at all. No shadowing, no bleeding. If I get really close to it, I can kind of see some of the darker highlights over here, which I went over more than once to get that like line size. So, you know. So for shop plannering, I kind of decided I'm gonna do one monthly, and here's where I'm gonna mark out like releases, collab sales, or like other dates to note. This is just kind of something to keep in mind as a shop owner when it comes to determining when you're gonna do like a sale or advertising certain things, because you realize that if there's a collab sale going on, customers are more likely to kind of like focus their attention on those other shops. And it's better for everyone if you just kind of like chill it out that weekend. So for example, the day I'm recording this is Friday the 24th. The PBC sale is happening, and you know, people are gonna wanna go out and support some of their favorite shops that are in the PBC sale, so I'm not doing anything. So, yeah, like I said, I've marked out releases. I've just written down like what it is I've released. I'm putting down purchases that are like shop-related purchases, mats, blades. I did put down this bullet journal because it's, you know, a shop planner that does count as a shop-related purchase. And then I have some little goals down here. Now, that's gonna be drawn out for every month. I haven't done it yet because it takes some time, and let's be real, I have grubby little fingers. It takes me a little bit to like draw everything without smudging it. So then the second section here is a weekly spread that I've kind of decided is going to be like a week on one page. So this will be an entire week. There won't be like a notes section over here. Just with a basic overview with a little bit of space for, you know, the things that I'm accomplishing on these certain days. Then I've got YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook group growth trackers, a general to-do list, video uploads, and then a little habit tracker for me posting to Instagram, which I'm like terrible about, and then the shops I PR for. So that'll be repeated on these pages going forward. Then from there, if I can find it, I swear to God, this is like flipping through a deck of cards. It's this paper. I kind of love it. A YouTube tracker, an Instagram tracker. I am going to go print out and cut some little custom sticky note stickers tonight. So that'll go there. So it's kind of like just a pop. I'm trying to sticker minimally, but I think that'd be really cute for this page. Video ideas, character sticker ideas, script sticker ideas, doodle mini ideas, kit ideas. This is not lined out because I felt like maybe those could be more open-ended where I could brainstorm a little bit here. And then I'm gonna do like SKUs, so kind of like an inventory. I'm still trying to determine how many pages I'm going to set aside for that. I'm going to do like a monthly tax checklist because that's a goal of mine in 2020, to be better about keeping up on that instead of being myself right now and trying to get an entire year's worth of tax information done. Like, don't be me. Just don't be me. It's as easy as that. So we have that going. And then the rest of the book, which I haven't started going through yet, is going to be project-based ideas. So one of the big things that I'm working on my shop right now is reformatting my sticker sheets. They're getting like a fresh kind of like look to them. The older sheets are getting the other characters added to them, so it's just like a lot of stuff happening, and I'd like to be able to write down all of the SKUs and check off which ones are reformatted once that's done. This is what kind of sparked the whole like bujo versus planner, weekly planner idea for me, because that page looks a lot more useful to me than writing reformat 18 times over the course of like 3 weeks in a weekly spread, where I can go back and definitely write in, I worked on reformats here, kind of like for my like reference reasons, but it's much more useful to have a format page that I can go check off kind of like methodically. But yeah, so that's my shop bujo. I've also got a little pen test page over here, and I just counted up all the squares, as you do in any bullet journal. The one cool thing and what kind of sold me on this was that they did offer a grid option, and if you've seen any of my other planners, I think I have my daily right here actually. I'm a hoe for grid. Like, what can I say? I love grid. It's just so much better than dot grid, man. So I was glad to see that Archer and Olive offered that in grid because, I don't know, it's, personal preference. They did have less designs, but I do really love this design. This is a really, really pretty like aqua teal color, and gold isn't my favorite, but when it's a B, it's gotta be gold. So then, funny story about this guy. Of course, I'm on the Archer and Olive website. I looked at the Blackout journals because who can blame me? And I had kind of decided that I would just stick with the bullet journal because this is my first real foray into bullet journaling. I tried one of the cheap Michaels ones a while ago. I didn't really stick with it, but it was like okay. And, but I also didn't have a purpose for it at the time. It was just like, oh, bujoing seems fun and hip right now. Let's move on to that instead of whatever other planner I was using at the time. I think it was a Pocket TN. So, I had looked at the Blackout journals and I was like, oh, what am I going to use it for? I don't know. I get to the checkout page with just the regular graph bujo in the cart, and the little pop-up comes up that's like, save 20% now if you add a Blackout journal to your cart. And I'm like, oh, you got me. This is the one time. I like to pride myself on not being very easily marketed to, but it was like I was so on the fence about it that like 20% off was good enough for me. So I ended up getting a Blackout journal. I think this is just gonna be like a fun, creative, not planner. It's just gonna be like I picked up a pack of jelly rolls. We're gonna do some like doodling, maybe some light journaling. Let's see what happens with that. Some sketching perhaps. And there weren't that many options available on the website when I checked out. They were sold out of a lot of what they had, but I did like this one with the little shooting star on the front, and it has silver gilded on the sides. Like I said, I prefer silver normally, so that was good for me. It's the same setup as the regular Archer and Olive. This one is dot grid though. There wasn't a graph option on the Blackout journal, but like that's not a deal breaker to me. And then you've got the pocket in the back, which I don't think I showed in the other one, but there's a little pocket, a little pen loop. I did find that the pen loops are rather large. I put one of the Muji pens in it, and it was, I wouldn't put that pen in there comfortably and like leave it. I think it needed a little something else, but if you use pens that are bigger than that, like a fountain pen, it would fit really well in here. So that's just my quick little haul. I mean, I'm definitely gonna do a video showing you updates on my shop planner as that gets more heavily used, and I will do probably a little like doodling in here. I have pen tested it with a few jelly rolls, but I did just buy another pack that are getting delivered tomorrow, so Saturday. And, I'm hoping that that'll be enough for me to do what I can in here. I kind of want to play around with stickers too. I don't know, it's just, the thought of it intrigues me, and I have really been looking for like a different creative outlet than the ones that I've been kind of using. So I'm thinking that'll fill that gap that I'm looking for. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to fill you in on my latest planner acquisitions. I really haven't been, you know, getting too wild with the planners lately. I do have one new personal wide ring cover that's going to be delivered soon, but that's more of just an update to the cover, and the actual functional insides of the planner isn't changing at all. So, you know, that's it. If anyone has any particular questions about either of these journals, please feel free to leave them in the comments. Otherwise, just look at how pretty these things are. They're hefty too. They're like a pound for this journal. I was like, it definitely feels luxurious, but it's a bit much. So yeah, that's it. Later.